Hello and good evening. I'm John Willis, I'm the chairman of One World Media, and I'm delighted to welcome you to the One World Media Awards. Thank you too for foregoing England's first game in the Soccer World Cup. Mind you, as supporters of the developing world, One World Media will obviously be cheering for Tunisia. They're currently up 3-0. This is our 30th birthday year, and that's a remarkable achievement for a small charity. But One World Media would not have survived for so long, punching well above its weight, if its core purpose, the support of first-class independent journalism from and about the developing world, had not been so important. Indeed, I believe that in these days of increasing political control of information, of fake news, and often febrile social media, One World Media is more relevant than at any time in its 30-year history. Now, more than ever, citizens need trusted guides through the flood of information we're all bombarded with. As one commentator put it, there is so much information, it's like trying to catch water from a fire hydrant using a thimble. So I need to thank everyone who's worked for, supported, funded, or encouraged One World during those 30 years, from one of its founding fathers, Chris Rowley, who's here tonight, through to the present team of Director Clotilde Redfern and Events and Partnerships Manager Leanne Dimaturco, ably helped by Steph, Licia, and Jennifer. It's Jen's birthday today, so thanks to her for inviting 200 of us to her party. It's a sign of how international our awards have become that a record 381 entries were received this year from more than 40 countries. Our new, hugely successful initiative, the Global Short Docs Forum, attracted entries from 52 countries. Emerging filmmakers from Kenya to Colombia and Egypt to India came to London for the forum a few weeks ago. It was a brilliant event. We all know that budget money for the stories this audience wants to make is tight. As the journalist Hunter S. Thompson colourfully put it, the TV business is a cruel and shallow money trench, a long plastic hallway where thieves and pimps run free and good men die like dogs. And then he added, and there's also a negative side. But tonight's fantastic finalists show that despite all the pressures, powerful and important work is still being made. It also seems apt that this award ceremony falls in the same week as World Refugee Day. The stories of refugees have been reflected in these awards for decades, but never with such intensity as in the last few years. These awards are a reminder too of the courage of so many journalists and documentary makers. Last year, according to Reporters Without Borders, 65 journalists were killed, most targeted deliberately, including close to home in Malta. We salute and support those men and women who put themselves in harm's way to bring us the news from some of the world's most dangerous places. In addition, there appears to be an increase in the use of imprisonment and threats in an effort to stop journalists from doing their job. For example, according to the Committee to Protect Journalists, there are 17 journalists in prison in Ethiopia and 44 in China. As we discovered from last year's special award winner from Eritrea, the alternative to prison for many journalists is exile from their homeland. Back in 1969, when men were about to land on the moon, a friend of mine took his young daughter outside and pointed to the moon. On Tuesday, he said, 2 men will land on the moon. His daughter looked up, hesitated, and replied, but what are they going to do on Wednesday, Daddy? One World Media has the same attitude. What's our next initiative? Well, we plan to celebrate our 30th birthday by matching 30 mentors with our production fund grantees. Some mentors like Raggy Omar and Karen Whiteman are already on board, but more mentors are needed. Since it started, the fund has supported an amazing 184 young reporters to tell stories from all over the world. We also plan to take our Global Short Docs Forum international, with future forums in Ukraine, South Africa, and Uruguay. As ever, we need to find extra funds to achieve all these ambitions. So, If you'd like to give us a 30th birthday present by becoming a partner or increasing your level of existing sponsorship, we of course would be delighted. In the meantime, many thanks to all our current sponsors and partners. Without your generosity, we could do nothing. Your support is truly appreciated.